Purdue has been in the news a lot lately. After making a national championship run in March Madness, the Boilermakers have been a team that a lot of people have been discussing, and we know Purdue for having a good basketball program, but their football program is not one that is ever at the forefront of anyone's mind. But this year, they have a player who some think could be a very interesting dual-threat running back in the 2024 NFL Draft, and that is Tyrone Tracy. Tracy started his collegiate career as a wide receiver before making the conversion to running back in 2023. And today, we're going to be talking about where I have him on my board and what separates him from other backs in the class. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment and let me know which players you guys want to see me talk about in the next video. And without further ado, let's take a closer look at Tyrone Tracy. Tracy started his collegiate career with Iowa, and he was recruited as a wide receiver. While he put up some okay receiving numbers, he really never made a difference for the Hawkeyes, and his best season finished with 576 receiving yards, and after a while, he decided to transfer back home to Indianapolis and join the Boilermakers. Once again, he played wide receiver there in 2022, but this past offseason, he switched to playing running back, and in his first season, put up some solid numbers. He finished the year with 113 carries, 8 touchdowns, and 716 yards in his first season as a running back, which are pretty solid numbers. He was one of the very few bright spots for the Boilermakers and is generating some buzz entering the NFL Draft. Tracy has some pretty solid size for the running back position. He is 5'11", 209 pounds, and he is a bulkier back who has a little bit more size to him than some of the other backs we've been discussing. While it helps him in the running department, I think it helps him as a receiving back as well. Due to his size out of the backfield, he is able to create more mismatches, and on top of that, playing wide receiver in college, Tracy has some of the most reliable hands at the running back position. He can run routes, he can catch passes out of the backfield, and he is one of the most intriguing dual-threat running backs in the entire draft class. Another area I really like about Tyrone Tracy is his vision. He did an excellent job of just patiently waiting for holes to open up, and he had some very solid explosion to hit the holes. I will say, one thing that I don't necessarily love about Tracy is he did have the tendency to change field and bounce to the outside. While that worked sometimes, he ended up getting tackled for loss other times because he would come way too far out, so I would like to see that improve as well. Another area I really like about Tracy is what he offers in pass protection. He's very strong, has a very strong lower body, and he did an excellent job of being an extra blocker for the quarterback and giving him a little bit more time, which is something that I really value in a running back. Tracy has some solid explosion initially, but his long-range speed is something that does concern me just a little bit. He ran a 1.53 10-yard split, which was one of the better times for the running backs, and it shows his explosion in the first 10 yards. But he finished with a 4.48 40-yard dash. He slows down as he gets further down the field, and he's not the fastest running back in the world, and it shows up at times. Another thing about Tracy that I don't love is his age. He's 24 years old, and we know that running backs don't have a long lifespan. Now the thing that separates this is he doesn't have a lot of mileage, and he doesn't have a ton of carries in his career, but nonetheless he's still an older prospect that could cause him to slip. Lastly, the area that I really struggled with when it came to Tracy was his contact balance. It felt that he was easily tripped up on the tape that I watched, and I want to see him do a better job of staying on his feet and fighting for extra yardage. He's shown it at times, but I want to see a little bit more consistency with Tracy and his balance. Tyrone Tracy is a dual-threat running back. He can catch out of the backfield, he can run, and he has some nice blocking abilities. There are some intangibles I would like to see get worked out a little more, but Tracy is my number 8 running back in the class. The dual-threat ability moves him up my board significantly, and I think he can have a very solid NFL career. Tracy, in my opinion, would work best in a pass-heavy offense. Whether it's as an extra blocker, as an extra receiving threat, The best reps I saw from Tracy on tape were in the pass game, and given his experience as a receiver, I think his experience would be invaluable to an NFL team, and I think he would thrive in a pass-heavy offense. Tyrone Tracy reminds me a lot of Miles Sanders as a runner. While Tracy is a better receiver, it's really hard to come up with a comp of a very good receiving back because I think he's a better receiving back than most given his experience. Sanders and Tracy are not the fastest players in the world, but they both display good vision, patience, and are built like bigger NFL backs. Neither of them had a ton of mileage coming out of school either, and I see a lot of similarities in the way that they run and in their size. Tyrone Tracy is trending upwards. He has a lot of tools you value in an NFL back, and he is still learning the position. I think he could be a very good player, and ultimately, I believe that Tyrone Tracy will be a 4th round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.